Hi everyone, thanks for joining me again. This is kind of part two of the, well, it's the other side of the layout that you just saw me do of this Tulip Festival back home in Washington State. And I had a lot of fun with this one. I couldn't decide on which pictures I wanted to use, so I did something that's usually not me, and I printed out 6 3x3s, printed them off on my Canon Selfie. And there's reds and purples and oranges, and a lot of times those are colors you wouldn't put together, but man, it just works on this page. And I'm using some scraps that I used on that layout right there, so that will bring it across to the other side and make them marry. This time I chose a very busy, big floral that I normally probably wouldn't have picked, but I'm going to layer another piece on top of that and just have the edges showing. So I'm really glad that I'm utilizing that piece of paper. I have troubles with larger prints like this. Some of you love that, I know. I'm getting more comfortable, and I actually even decided to cut out the center of it because it does have some like newsprint in the middle, and I'm all about newsprint. I love that. So I figured this smaller piece would also be doable for me. So this paper's not going to go to waste at all. And in this pack, there are 2 pieces of every page. So I'm so happy I bought it. Again, I got it at Michael's, and it's called Painted Fancy, and it's just a bunch of different watercolored papers. There's some solids. Well, they all have a texture to them, obviously, with the design. So some are very subtle and some are more bold. So I think it's a little bit of everything for people. And here I decide just to take off a little bit at a time on each side because I wasn't sure how much I wanted that background to show. So I did my first cuts here, and then I decided I wanted more. I actually put it up on the paper here, and I'm like, hardly any shows, so I took some more off. I probably took 1/2 inch off each side. So it's probably 11.5 by 11.5, I'm guessing, but I think that that's about right. And I like that a lot better. Actually, I probably could have even done a little bit more, but I knew my title was going to be big, busy, and colorful, so I didn't want to be overwhelming with that. But I don't know who follows me who's ever been to the Pacific Northwest, but it is absolutely gorgeous. I grew up in Washington State. I was born in Oregon. I've lived a lot of different places. My dad was Air Force, but he retired when I was 2, so Tacoma, Washington is all that I remember growing up. But then I went to the military myself, and I've lived in different places. But we lived in the Azores. My husband and I, we lived in Louisiana. That's where we met. We lived in Virginia and now Delaware. And but man, I love the East Coast. I like it a lot, but it's just, the Pacific Northwest is just breathtakingly beautiful. And I almost think Oregon is more so than Washington by a little bit. So if you're ever looking for trips or something to do, there's, Mount Rainier, there's, the Cascade Mountain Range, the Olympic Mountain Range, there's Crater Lake in Oregon, there's redwoods in Northern California. But I have to tell you, I did that trip back when I was a teenager with my grandparents when they were still living, and my parents. It was our whole family. We went together. And I have to say the redwoods in Southern Oregon, I think, were prettier. I just really enjoyed that a lot. Crater Lake is phenomenal to go to and see. So, Seattle is kind of a fun, artsy city. Tacoma has really been built up a lot. It's kind of like a little mini Seattle now, I guess you could say. So tons to do. Where I lived in Tacoma, I could get to the mountains within an hour, and I could get to the ocean within an hour, and I could get to I could get to water, the water. Blah, 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 blah. I cannot think right now. I'm sorry, it's late. We would go down and cruise downtown Tacoma, and of course there was water there too, and that was maybe 20-minute drive. But as far as the ocean is concerned, that was about 45 minutes to an hour. So, and then Canada's close by. Went to Vancouver a few times when I was in high school. It was gorgeous. I loved it. And that was only like a 2.5 to 3 hour trip by bus. And Portland is the same distance going south. So there's just so much to do. And in Washington and Oregon, both east side of the mountains is very dry, more desert-like, and east or the western part of each state is more evergreen trees, a little more rainy. Just beautiful. I miss home a bunch. So now I'm just playing here. I'm trying to decide what I want to do. My husband's starting to snore. He has to get up at like 3:30 in the morning and drive to Virginia to work for the day. He normally teleworks from home the rest of the week, but tomorrow's his day to drive in, and it's a long, long day for him. And so he goes to bed kind of early. And so I thought I'd come up and do voiceovers. And he's starting to snore. So hopefully it's not too disturbing. I could have blamed it on the dog, I guess, but if you hear a larger snore, then you would know that that wasn't the dog. I want to say thank you so much to all my subscribers, all my nursing subscribers, and my scrapbooking subscribers. There's many times I thought about having 2 different channels, but it's really a lot, even just with one, let alone managing 2 and going to school and everything. So I just decided to keep one because this is all about me. This is what I do, and people can just pick and choose what they want to watch. And but I've had excellent support and super sweet comments, and I've made a ton of good friends on here. Ones I've never met yet, but I hope to someday. And just a really wonderful, warm community, and everybody's so encouraging and welcoming and creative. Oh my goodness. You guys rock, seriously. I'm so inspired, and I'm glad I can inspire some of you as well. And that's what I love about this. You just get so many great ideas. Same with my nursing subscribers. You know, they really like to see how I organize my bags, or how I study for something, or how I set up my folders, or I'm going to be doing one this week on how I do my concept maps, and how I made up a sheet for physical assessment, so I'm sure not to forget anything, and they eat that up. They love it, and I do it so that hopefully they won't have to struggle and swim kind of like I did, figuring it all out. It's just sharing the love. That's all that is. Sometimes it gets hard to think of things to talk about and do, but I at least try and do updates a couple times every semester, and I've been behind this semester. But I will definitely be getting 1 or 2 up this week for them as well. I'm loving this paper pad, everybody. I can't even tell you. I like to, when I layer, instead of having my edges all flush and even, I like to have some indented in or out a little bit. I just think it helps with movement around the page. And I used to be very anal about all the corners had to be the same. Like they all had to be rounded, or they all had to be 90-degree angles, and I'm not like that anymore. As you'll see with a lot of the layouts I did Monday, there's a little bit of both on some of the pages, and I was perfectly fine with that. It's a style preference, and there's nothing wrong if you like everything simple and clean and the same. I have layouts that are like that, and then I have layouts that are busier and not so directed, and I enjoy that too. And that's what I think so great about scrapbooking. It's art, and it's just kind of subjective, and it's whatever you're feeling at that moment, or what you want to bring through your pages. And I just really enjoy everything about it. Everything about it. And I'm very excited. I have been using older products, and I've been still incorporating new products and kits. So nothing is going to waste in my room. Trust me. And then Bradley was having a blast looking through my craft room tomorrow, and I can't wait for Kelsey to see it. She's brand new to scrapbooking, so I'll show her some basics and just kind of let her look through some of my pages, maybe so she can get ideas. I should print off some sketches for her. I thought about trying to use some sketches more often. I usually just fly by the seat of my pants, and but I think I would like to challenge myself. Everybody says sketches make the process a little faster and easier, so you know, I might try that this week and see if that's true or not. It might be for some. I don't know if it'll be for me. But yep, I'll be out for the summer, May 5th, and I'm looking forward to that very much. And I have thought about working or taking some summer classes towards my BSN, but I'm just very tired and I need a break. And you know, moving my parents out this summer, and I just have a lot on my plate, and I just want to enjoy my family for a while and catch up with friends and lay around and do stuff or not do stuff. This branding strip I used the other half on the other layout, so I wanted to bring that in and incorporate this to marry the two sides, as well as that flower floral paper. What else? And that newsprint paper. I found a quote that I really liked. Actually, I kind of changed it up just a little bit. I just wrote, "A spring day touched by sunshine." I wanted to center that A, but it was right over the dot on the I, so I just kind of laid it off to the side and it'll work. I'm not too fussy. Those vellum stickers from Amy Tangerine are pretty see-through, so I went ahead and outlined some of them. And I'm not sure if I did the touched. The touched in the yellow are the letter stickers I got from Michaels. They're the Recollection brand, and they were the neon ones that I used on my neon page not too long ago. I do outline those as well. So, oh wait, do I? Oh, I'm doing the buy. That were also those see-through Amy Tan stickers, helping those stand out a little bit on the page. But this was so much fun. It's so colorful. Like I said, the ephemera was from the Maggie Holmes style board that I just received in the mail this last week, so I was really excited to start using a lot of those. And there should be some close-up shots here pretty soon. These pictures up close, they almost don't look real. Bradley and I were talking about them. They look almost like paintings, or it's like, how can something be so vibrant and beautiful and real? And it's almost like you can smell these flowers through the picture. I really wish I could. They're just gorgeous. And normally I don't scrapbook things like this, but I have just decided to scrapbook whatever makes me happy. And it's just not people, it's places and things as well. And I actually took a picture of my scrapbooking desk the other day with my coffee cup sitting there, and I was just getting ready to sit down and scrapbook, so it's not like the table was a big mess or anything, but it just the side of it, I just really liked it, so I'm going to be scrapbooking that as well. I also took some of my Dilutions white on here, and I did just the teeniest little bit in the bottom right corner and the top left corner. And I think that's about it, everybody. I hope you enjoy. I would love to hear any feedback or comments that you might have for me. And I'll talk to you on the next video. Bye.